working time has already arrived. It's a beautiful day in Arizona. We don't get too many of them like this, but a major winter storm is pushing through the state, bringing snow to the mountains, of course, and then rain across the deserts. And we haven't seen a real gully washer, or a frog strangler, as we like to call them, in quite a while. My name's Cory McCloskey, and glad to be with you. I'm the weather guy here at Fox 10 in Phoenix, and we're glad that you're with us. Now, we've got a lot to show you here over the next couple of minutes, so let's start in Flagstaff itself, where it's, again, beautiful. Now, the roads are nice and clear. They get after it in Flagstaff. You're unlikely to see impassable streets in Flagstaff. This road crew in town really gets going pretty fast and pretty early. But you can see, if you look at the rooftop there to your right, that we already have a significant amount of snow that has fallen. We're up. I'll give you some snowfall totals here in just a couple of minutes. Oh, by the way, in the center of your screen, little history note, that brick building that you see there with the faded sign on the side, that was Flagstaff's first 3-story building. Yeah, at one time it was the tallest building in town back in the 1880s. But anyway, the temperature in Flagstaff is looking pretty good. We're at 28 degrees there, and I'm just going to kind of move you through what we know so far. First of all, this is Sedona, and don't you love to see this? It is really coming down at a pretty good clip in Sedona, and that's fine by us. We love to see the snow there among the red rocks. 32 degrees, perfect snowmaking weather in Sedona, that's for sure. But let's get on then into some of these snowfall totals. And so far, they have been pretty impressive. In fact, as expected, we've seen some big numbers so far today. At Flagstaff's airport, officially 10 inches so far, and we'll have an update on that, I'm sure, as we get into the evening hours. In town in Flagstaff, about 8, although, again, the streets are nice and clear, at least the main drags, but 8 inches there in Flagstaff. About the same in Williams, which is west of Flagstaff along Interstate 40. Kachina Village, good for you, picking up a nice 10 inches of snow there just south of town. Now, we get you up to Snowbowl at the ski hill just north of Flagstaff. A foot so far, and we could see more than that. It's still coming down up that way. Over at Sunrise Park Resort, which is farther to the east of Flagstaff in the White Mountains near Greer, so far 6 inches, but that number is going to be climbing as well. Take you to Doney Park, 6 inches there, 2 inches so far in Sedona. You just saw it snowing there. 4 inches in Payson, 7 inches in Crown King, which is an old mining town just north of Phoenix, really not too far from the city, in fact. And then finally, we'll take you to Prescott and Prescott Valley and Chino Valley as well, all picking up, so far anyway, 3 inches of snow. Now, it's likely that we'll continue to see the snow falling. We still have a snow advisory out for the locations above 5,000 feet. I'll get that back there for you. So any areas that you see there in that purple zone indicate that snow advisory area. This means driving a little bit on the tricky side, so do keep that in mind. Otherwise, as we take you up into the pink areas there, that would indicate the winter storm warning that remains in effect also. And this means that it's going to continue to be very tough up that way. So that includes, of course, the White Mountains and then on up toward Payson and Flagstaff, etc. And so this means at least through the late hours tonight, it's going to be pretty rough out there. Looks like we're kind of backtracking here. I apologize for that, but I'll try to get you back here into the right zone. But it never hurts to take another look at Flagstaff, that's for sure. Here's a look at our radar scene, and we'll give you an idea of what's falling where and when we might expect all of this to wrap itself up. But this is a great view, about what we expected when we talked yesterday. Heavy snow flying across the usual snow spots here in the state, and also plenty of rain that's been pushing across the metro area and then sneaking down a little closer to the Mexico border as well. But let's take a quick tour of where the snow is. First of all, we'll take you up to Flagstaff, and again, again, you saw the snow still coming down there, and there's more to come. There's a bit of a break just south of town, but there will be more snow coming before too very long. And I'm sorry we've already dumped out of that, but I want to get you back there because there's plenty to see here. We'll kind of swing things over or farther to the south so we get an idea of exactly where this snow is and again where it might be headed. There's more coming, as you see, south of Flagstaff, even south of Payson. We'll get you in closer here to what we call the rim country, and that would be this sort of a squiggly line, if you will. This line indicates a really big shelf that sits there just north of Pine, Strawberry, and Christopher Creek and Payson itself. But anyway, it's snowing both north and south of the rim right now, and that's just fine with everybody there. The main road there from Payson over to the east is Route 260, and that has been snow covered for a good long while. That takes you all the way over to Heber and Overguard, and then eventually will swing you even farther to the east to Show Low. Things haven't been quite as heavy in the Show Low area and Pine Top Lakeside, but nevertheless, there is more snow expected before the evening is out. Also into the White Mountains, which would include CBQ and White River and so forth. Still snowing there and coming down at a pretty good clip in CBQ and also in Young. Now let's head a little farther to the south where we'll find the rain falling as you get, of course, closer to Phoenix itself. Our elevation way down, so we're not likely to get much snow unless that snow level really drops. And that's a pretty rare occurrence. But anyway, we've got showers really from Fountain Hills all the way westward through Cave Creek and Carefree over to I-17 and west of there as well. And it stretches all the way down into the valley itself. In fact, we got some pretty intense rainfall that's been popping up here just on the east side of the Estrella mountain range. So if you live in Maricopa or Stanfield or any of the Sackatone, perhaps, any of the smaller towns that are a little bit are near the 10, I should say, but in mostly a farming area, you've got some heavy rain coming your way. Folks in Sun Lakes, etc., south parts of Chandler, eventually Queen Creek as well. I wouldn't be surprised, in fact, if this particular storm here to just on the left side of your screen makes a beeline for Queen Creek. We'll see if it makes it that way, but just keep that in mind as well. And so as we make our way back into downtown Phoenix itself, here's the way we look. And again, we still have some scattered sprinkles. It's a little bit on the gray side, as you can see, but look way off there onto the horizon. You're actually seeing a little crack in the sky just at the horizon's edge there. And so it means that eventually we're going to break through with some clearing skies, and overnight everything is going to be a much different story as we push our way toward Saturday morning. But here's our scene right now. Again, we've got about, our temperatures are not so bad. We're here in the 50s in the valley, but here's the way our rain chances look like they're going to shape up as we push through the next several hours. Here in the 3 o'clock hour coming up soon, still a good chance for scattered showers as we make it toward dinner time and beyond. It looks as though things are going to start quieting down, and that was the plan. In fact, it looks like we're probably going to be able to sort things out for a pretty good looking Saturday. So if you have a big plan, things are going to go pretty well. And of course, you can join me tonight at 4, 5, and 6 here on Fox 10 television, or here on Fox Local. We'll be giving you all of that latest info as well. We'll get the future cast going and show you just when it looks like everything will push its way on out. And on a day like this, it can be dicey, it can be stressful for some folks. So I'd like to invite in, if I could, my cousin who's here. Let's go right back to the graphics there, if we could, just for a second. I want to give you one more look at those rain chances. Hey, Dwight, come over here for a second. I know you wanted to say something to the folks. Oh yeah, thanks, Corey. I appreciate it. glad Corey let me come on in. Now, I want to tell you, this is probably a shock for you, but I like to dispense some words of wisdom when I can. I like to encourage people. I feel like I've been blessed with the gift of lifting people's spirits. Now, I want to tell you this. I was saddled as a young fellow with a rather obvious physical shortcoming. However, I declared to myself as a young man that I was not going to allow a long torso to derail my dreams. I said, son, you can overcome that. And I used to talk to myself, I admit it. I said, I don't care if you have a 26-inch inseam and a waist that stretches from, your armpit way down to your hips that may be 3.5 feet long. Sure, it's hard to buy shirts, and pants are no picnic either. But I decided that I was going to reach for the stars, and you can do the same thing. So if you suffer from LT, long torso, as I do, we're trying to get a telethon going, and I'm hopeful we can raise some funds for shirts with longer tails for those of us who suffer. Or I don't like to use the word suffer. I like to use the word overcomer. So again, this may not be what you expected out of a weather forecast here on Fox Local, but this doesn't cost you anything extra. This is all part of the value-added experience that you're going to find happening right on your phone or your laptop. I don't know what you got. Maybe you got a Nokia. Maybe you're watching me right now on one of these beauties. You see what I'm holding here? Yeah, that's right. That's the Motorola StarTAC. You can hold it on a lanyard around your neck if you care to. What I like to do though is just open her up and I can dial. The big feature has redial. That's right, you don't have to punch in the numbers again. You just hit redial and boom, there you are. Now here's what the ladies love. Am I right, fellas? Watch this. First of all, we close, antenna's still up, am I right? Let me try that again. First of all, we close, antenna's still up, am I right? Watch this. Son of a buck. I meant to do that. Anyway, ladies love it, children love it. It's the Motorola StarTAC, and I'm not even being sponsored by Motorola. Anyway, I guess I should end with one more look at the radar. That would probably be safest. Hey, Corey, get back in here. I feel like I've burned enough of your time. Hey, Dwight, thanks. Much appreciated. Anyway, here's your weather experience, and who knows, this could be my last appearance on Fox Local. I'm told that the internet is the Wild West, so we kind of do whatever we want. I'm sure I'll be in the general manager's office before long, but join me tonight, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. We'll keep you up to date weather-wise and see what your weekend's going to be like. I have a feeling you're going to love it. That'll do it for me, Cory McCloskey, here on Fox Local. We'll see you tonight.
Harming Black, Latina, and low-income communities. In Illinois, we have 3.4 million people that rely on Medicaid to access health care. Without it, we will see more preventable overdose deaths, potential outbreaks of HIV and hepatitis C, and certainly more suffering. We refuse to let that happen. We are here today to demand that the Republican-controlled Congress and the